The world of the wealthy is something that interests us a lot. Maybe because we see it as motivation to attain financial stability as well. But we have to remind ourselves that not everyone who appears to be wealthy is actually wealthy. So let me guess, the question that lingers in your mind right now is how would we spot individuals who are really wealthy to those who are only acting or appear to be wealthy? Well, you're in luck, because in today's video, we will be listing the top 5 signs that show how to spot really wealthy people to those who are not. To make a clear comparison, we will split it into 2 parts. First, we have the top 5 signs showing those who only act to be rich, followed by the top 5 signs of those who are really wealthy. The number 1 sign of faking being rich is discussing money frequently. Given that the phony affluent don't have the wealth people assume they did in the first place, this may not be a surprise. What occupies a person's thoughts is most likely to come up in a conversation. In any conversation, a pretend rich person will almost certainly gush endlessly about their possessions, most recent purchase, and other details. It might be incredibly annoying to converse with a false rich person. They act as though the concept of money is the only thing that matters in life. Wealthy people rarely discuss money. Instead, they frequently seek out more intelligent people to learn from. Fake wealthy individuals are eager to brag about their material gains even before you ask, and you can count on them to bombard you with information. From the price of their shoes to the type of phone they use, the vehicle they drive, their place of residence, the events they attend, and so forth. These are only a few illustrations of what you might hear. In addition to talking about money, they frequently lament how costly everything is and how the economy is doing so poorly. They also often complain about how suddenly things have become expensive, yet when you look closer, you will see that they continue to spend carelessly. Number 2 sign, needing continuous validation. Those who are fake rich are quick to seek others' favor. They are unable to stop thinking about what other people think of them. They constantly need affirmation, and those who give it to them inspire them to no end. Everything in the fake affluence world revolves around impressing the person they believe to be socially superior to them. Instead of putting in the effort to succeed, they spend more time and effort trying to appear successful. The affluent elite does not care what others think of them. They don't feel the need to flaunt themselves on social media. You don't need to tell everyone that you're successful and content with yourself if you're actually pleased with yourself. Number 3 sign, giving themselves complicated job titles. Although it can seem absurd, there are more ways to tell a fake affluent person from a really rich one. They have a tendency to give the positions they hold in the firm long, convoluted titles. Imagine asking someone what they do for a living, and instead of saying I am a receptionist, they say I am the director of first impressions in a company. This is usually done to appear more sophisticated. Even if all they're in charge of is a small to medium-sized business, they quickly add the term CEO to their names. The time spin is meaningless, in the true sense because so many people don't care, but the phony rich take great delight in doing this virtually constantly. Instead of concentrating on the work itself to obtain the appropriate promotions, they are preoccupied with coming up with a convoluted label for the work they produce. Wealthy people are known to value hard effort over soft skills. Number 4 sign, talking constantly about themselves. This is another technique to distinguish between natural and false rich. Falsely wealthy people frequently enter conversations they were not asked to. This is typically a reliable approach to spot persons self-conscious about their income. If you keep an eye out for them around somebody succeeding in any way, you may readily identify this. People notice when someone is pretending to be wealthy that they always want the conversation to center on them, and as a result, they label them as douchebags. People with money are curious about everything. They're eager to learn about people's experiences and areas of interest and wish to ask pertinent questions. And the number 5 sign, boasting about their plans. Every time they have a brilliant scheme that will undoubtedly make them millions of dollars, the pretend affluent always want everyone in the room to know about it. Simply put, even if a fake wealthy person has brilliant ideas, there's very little chance that they will actually implement them. The leading cause of this is a lack of self-control. All rhetoric and no action is the epitome of the phony rich. Every time they always have $1 million plan or concept. While the genuinely wealthy are highly interested in the future and enthusiastic about what it holds. They know that any great project takes at least a few years before you can begin to benefit from it, not just a few months. We're moving on to the top 5 signs of the actual wealthy, starting with number 1. The wealthy are not extroverted. One of the characteristics that will help you spot the naturally rich is that they're in no manner outgoing. Why should they be in our faces when they have nothing to prove? it is more challenging to notice wealthy people since they do not like to be the center of attention. A wealthy person would not actively seek you out in a room to talk to you. They are not overt in their behavior. He most likely isn't the man making the rounds and handing out business cards to everyone in the room, nor is he the loud talking guy. Rich people are among the most modest individuals you may encounter. Therefore, you can be sure you won't see them attempting to fit into any schedule. Rich people do not have a meet and greet agenda or to-do list. They may be viewed as rude due to this disposition though. Number 2 sign. They don't dress in garish fashion. Many people believe that the only thing wealthy people care about is their fancy clothing and accessories. No, the wealthy are relatively modest, and while they have fancy dresses for special events, you're more likely to see them in casual clothing. They're straightforward individuals who don't seek to impress anyone. Even Facebook's founder, Mark Zuckerberg, is well known for wearing gray t-shirts. This attitude toward casual clothing demonstrates that the wealthy are not very concerned with creating new fashion trends. But if you pay close attention to the rich, you'll notice that their clothing is always of a high caliber. If you pay close attention and look carefully, you will see that their apparel is stylish, cozy, and well-fitting. They typically wear darker colors and lack showy designer branding. Number 3 sign. The wealthy only associate with those that push them to advance. The rich don't demand to be the center of attention or make every conversation about themselves. You've heard the saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room. But wealthy individuals constantly look for more competent people they can learn from. As was already established, fake wealthy individuals are simply interested in stealing the show. The wealthy are more prone to associate with people they can learn something from. Yet, this is not to say that they don't have their own cliques. Number 4. The wealthy don't give a damn if you've heard of them. Rarely spoken, but wealthy individuals do not have superhuman lives. Most wealthy individuals live modest lives even if they are far from being thrifty. An editor who met pop singer The Weeknd was the subject of a once-told tale. When the editor first saw him exiting an elevator at a hotel, he was perplexed as to what the long chain he was wearing stood for. The celebrity calmly said, "It stands for Weekend XO," and gently instructed him to look it up online. On the other hand, the editor was still perplexed because he believed he had indicated that it was the weekend, even though it was sure it was Tuesday. This supports the idea that many affluent people are worn out by their attention whenever they go out and actively strive to avoid it. They do not want you to be overly enamored with them or request their autograph. They don't mind if you respect them and let them get what they want immediately without giving them any extra looks. And for the number 5 sign, they're primarily interested in discussing their learning. As is general knowledge, the wealthy are not always interested in small talk to continue becoming more productive. They're only interested in discussing what they're currently learning, thoughts that have occurred to them while working, their experiences, and everything else. Most people believe that the wealthy simply wish to discuss their most recent yacht purchase or recent business merger, but no, they hardly discuss that. They tend to have more academic than practical dialogues, problems that infrequently involve money. There's no real need to be very alarmed about it because they already have a ton of stuff. Finally, as was stated previously, some of the wealthiest people you will ever meet are among the most humble. The phony rich only want to boast about their meager accomplishments. However, the affluent have come to understand that there's more to life than just having a lot of money, so they no longer need to flaunt it out in front of other people. One thing you can count on when trying to identify the wealthiest person in the room is that they won't be present at funky or opulent events. Rich people seek you out if you focus on improving yourself and your skills. And there you have it, folks. I hope these signs will help you filter those things and the people you look up to, because you never know. Your rich person role model might be fake. Share your thoughts with us and leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to be updated on our following videos. We'll see you on the next ones.